And then a question that I make it my business to ask everybody, since we're kind of tiptoeing around it anyway. I, we need diverse books as an organization that has existed, that was forced to be created because traditional publishing, like a lot of American institutions, I never like to point the finger at publishing and say, yeah, they're the one. American institutions in general, but they do not have a great track record when it comes to inclusivity. So what are you seeing publishers doing to increase diversity in their offerings? And then also, what are you and the Tobias Literary Agency doing to increase diversity in those offerings?
I think it's a double-edged sword. I think diversity and inclusivity is important and necessary and much overdue. But you run into that publishers are a business, and for a lot of publishers, it's the appearances of it. I want Black horror, except when you submit Black horror, oh, this doesn't work for us. And it's not necessarily editors, because again, editors are like agents. We're on the front grounds. It's sales and marketing. It's the big fat cats. But as an agency, we promote diversity in that we're looking for that kind of stuff. We're looking to promote works by different cultures. I mean, I read an article of Jordan Peele where he said he would never tell another horror story with just some white dude. And that's how I kind of feel, in that, like, we've seen that. You know, I want something different, want something new. And it doesn't necessarily have to be by a person of color or whatever. I just want something new, interesting, and I think everyone has the right to see themselves on page, on screen. And I think that's vitally important. And I also think it's vitally important to help support organizations that do that, even outside of publishing, which is why, we do a lot of donations. We give to organizations that promote gender reassignment. It's just, I think it's about being part of the solution as to being part of the problem or the, status quo. And I also think it's important not to use inclusivity as talking points, as, virtue signaling. I mean, like, for our quote unquote charities, I mean, we don't post that, we don't tweet about it, because that's not the point of it. I mean, if you do something and brag about it, it kind of defeats the purpose. Like, I've seen in some agent contracts, which, I may not should be saying, but they have a clause in which you have to thank them in the acknowledgments. And for me, that's kind of like that. If you don't want to thank me, I don't want your thanks. It defeats the purpose, because you're not actually thanking me. You're thanking me because you have to. That's a tangent I just went on, but, c'est la vie.
Well, I mean, if it's known that you're my agent and I don't thank you in my book, that sends a very definite signal to anybody that knows to look for it, right?
I don't think so. I think some people just don't even think of it. I mean, I honestly don't even look at the acknowledgments for clients' books. People have to remind me. They're like, "Oh, you're in the acknowledgments." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." I mean, I don't do it for the thanks. The thanks is getting the book deal, getting to call a client saying, "Hey, we got an offer." I mean, that's the thanks. I spend months, if not years, talking to this person about the book and getting thank yous on the phone. And I mean, I think if you do something for the thank yous, you're doing it for the wrong reasons.